happy Arvo. Hello. Good Arvo to you. Thank you for joining me for This Week in Australia. Honestly, my favorite video of the week to record, because I just get to peruse the Australian subreddit. It's quite interesting to see. Have my finger on the pulse of what's going on all the way down under, from all the way up top here in Indiana. So, top stories this week. Okay, I'm going to stop with that horrible accent. I'm a silly little Yank. And this is my first foray into lamingtons. How do they look? Well, don't ask me. What is that, coconut? I mean, I don't even know what a lamington is. You think you're a silly Yank? I could not tell you. It looks fine. It looks okay. Cake with coconut, okay? Chocolate. Let me read the comments. The people agree. The people down under agree. I mean, people are just saying they wish the shreds of coconut were a little more finely cut. Man, you guys are picky. I'd eat that. Not even knowing what I was eating. I'd eat that. I was reading this post. I mean, I wasn't going to react to it because it's kind of boring, to be honest. Does anybody straight up not answer their phone anymore? Then I was just wondering, do people in Australia still have house phones? I mean, he's talking about how the telephone is just completely useless. And I'm like, I mean, I still call people and I answer calls from people I know. But as far as random people calling me, yes, I don't answer. But even more strange than that, I don't answer my door anymore. As a kid, I remember people would come by, you know, it's like the world was a lot more friendly and open and social. People would come by. Even as a kid, I'd answer the door and I wouldn't be afraid or anything. Now, if I'm not expecting anybody, I don't really answer the door as willingly. And I certainly don't pick up phone calls from, there's so many spam calls and stuff now, but yeah, I don't know. This just got me thinking, do people still have house phones? Because that's pretty much a dead thing here in America. Pretty much. I mean, they try to sell them to you as part of their bundles with the internet and the cable TV. And you can get a landline phone for just $2 a month. Not worth $2 a month. I'm so sick of this. Do they think we don't notice? I don't notice. So far, I don't notice, but I'm trying to notice, guys. Uncle Toby's. What's going on with Uncle Toby's? It's smaller, isn't it? They made the box skinnier. And just a hair shorter. It's just a different way of inflation, you know, it's shrinkflation. It's a real damn shame, honestly. Because when they start doing that, you know something's wrong, in my opinion. Society shouldn't get to a point where they start sneakily shrinking down how much you're buying in a product. That's not a good turning point to get to. I mean, the natural order for stuff, I think I said this last time, you know, I always think about how the natural order would be for stuff to get cheaper. Cheaper. And more abundant. Not smaller and more expensive. Because we have technology. Technology keeps improving. Manufacturing keeps improving. Logistics keeps improving. Shipping keeps improving. Stuff should get cheaper and more abundant. So this is not a good sign, folks, in my opinion. Nice try, Uncle Toby. Here we go again. Migrant here. Everything in the basket was reduced, and it was still $35. Is this normal? It's the new normal. Haven't you heard? The new normal. Welcome to the new normal, folks. $35. Damn. I mean, of course, that's Australian dollars. So as an American, I have to keep that in mind. But damn, this is like what? Some supplies to make lunch? like a couple days of lunch or some lunch for a family of 2. And you're buying it at the grocery store. That's how you should save money. It shouldn't cost barely anything. And it's $35. I'm curious. I'm just looking at, what is this thing? This pouch. It looks like what I give my son. He eats yogurt out of pouches like that. Okay. This got me thinking. I mean, it says the Australians left with rotting teeth and unable to smile in completely unaffordable dental system. It's always interesting to me as an American how that's where other countries draw the line. You know, here in America, you're paying out the butt for everything. But other countries, it's like free healthcare, but they draw the line at dental. Why? Your teeth are just part of your body. That's healthcare. They're pretty important. They're pretty important. And if anybody has ever suffered from tooth pain, it's some of the worst and most just, what's like I was going to say annoying pain, but it's like pain that you can't hardly live with. You know what I mean? So why do they draw the line there? Yeah. I don't know who Kathy Freeman is, and I don't know what The Voice is. I mean, is it the TV show? Is she auditioning for the TV show? Kathy Freeman's Voice. This isn't an ad, right? What is this?
I can't remember a time when change has felt so urgent, when momentum has been so strong. From small towns
She's not auditioning for The Voice. Got it.
to big cities, something is in the air. I know all Australians feel it too.
I kind of agree so far with this lady. I can feel it all the way up here in Indiana. Okay.
We have the chance to be part of a moment that brings people together.
All right.
To work hard for something that we can all believe in. And right now, each of us can be part of
She's
something.
being a little vague. This is typical kind of politician speak, which I'm not a big fan of politicians typically, just in general. But okay, let's let her speak.
That really matters. To stand together and to show our support for Australians who need
Okay.
it the most.
That's important.
To recognise Indigenous peoples in our Constitution for the very first time.
First
To
time?
give our kids the very best
Damn.
start in life, an equal start in life, and to
Yes, sir.
open our hearts and change our future. I'm voting yes, and I am asking that all Australians do too.
For what?
So
The
please,
Voice?
stand with me and write yes on October 14.
There you go, guys. That's what Kathy Freeman has to say. I mean, I know absolutely nothing. I'm not going to comment on something political that I literally know nothing about. But I will say, just from watching that, how can you not support that? I don't know. It sounds good to me. But I do not know the details. That's what the devil is always in the details, folks. So I'm not going to comment on that. Could be great. Could be. I don't know. I don't know. Moving on. The very next post is the Yes March in Melbourne today, which I have to assume they're saying yes to this, you know? She said, vote yes. This is the Yes March. I'm guessing that's what they're marching for. So it seems to have pretty wide support. All right. Okay. And that's a big thing happening. What day was it happening on? What day are you voting? About to give up, trying to find it. About to give up.
So please, stand with me and write yes on
October 14th. Got it. Okay. I'll be interested to see how that turns out. There's two kind of people in this world. There's the Chazels, the Chazel eaters, and the tasty tubes. The tasty saucy bite size snack. Tasty tubes, spelled with 2 O's. I love that. I need to try me some tasty tubes. I've tried Cheezels. They're good. Tasty tubes. I might be on Team Tasty Tube. I don't know why. The fact that they're saucy. And I like the name. Tubes. The Cheezels are good, though. Wow. I've never heard of these until now. All right, so this is overall just kind of an interesting post. 12 months in Australia, expectation versus reality. It's a 40-year-old or female, European. Got it. Australia is a racist country. She says it's just not true at all. Australia, in my experience, is easily the least racist place I've ever lived. Cool. That's good. Hey. Great. 1 point for Australia. There's dangerous animals everywhere. In the outback, I feel like there are. But this one is kind of true. Yep. Live near Sydney. Not much wildlife, of course. Nothing dangerous or threatening. Yeah. Of course, but we all know what's lurking in the outback and those stinging nettles or whatever they're called in the ocean. There's some dangerous animals, but that just makes you guys tough. So it's not a bad thing. Australians are laid back. Again, just not true. That's an interesting one. I think a lot of Australians would say that is true. In terms of work, Australia is second only to the USA in terms of horrible work-life balance. Wow. People work long hours, and weekends is expected? Damn. Australia is expensive. Yes. Okay. Interesting. I mean, the only one that seems strange to me is, and I would love to just find it out for myself, I think Australians, from everything I've read and seen and talked to you guys, and overall, the attitude is more of a laid-back culture than here in America. More laid-back, more, go with the flow, be happy. But I could also see, I could imagine, because Australia and America are very similar in terms of a lot of ways of our culture. So the work culture, I could imagine, is very similar to here in America. That would make sense. Okay. As if Woolsworth, and yes, I know there's no S in there, guys. Woolsworth wasn't hated enough. Got this today from Woolworth's delivery. There was a lot more slime when we initially opened the pack. On that note, folks, I've seen enough. Happy Arvo, thank you for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend. You guys are the best, and I'll see you next week. Oh, by the way, if you have like a local news story that's quirky, like an offbeat local news story, or not even local, just an offbeat news story, probably local, preferably, send it to me using the form below in the description. I would appreciate it. I'm trying out like a new segment idea. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Goodbye.